Before we get into that, though, there was something that was brought to my attention that I kind of wanted to talk about, to touch upon a little bit. And the letter I'm going to read to you is it's going to tail away into a different kind of story, but I want you to kind of stick with it. There's a girl named Jen, and she runs the F Yeah Colt Cabana Tumblr, and she's a great fan of mine. I've never met her before. She really shows her support. The Tumblr itself is awesome. It's got all kinds of pictures and kind of documents my whole life, which is pretty cool. A friend of hers sent me this letter that she wrote on the internet, and since it's on the internet, I'm going to assume it's okay that I spread the word on it in the podcast. And basically, I'm not going to read all of it, but a lot of it sums up of how she was sick and she had been struggling with health issues, and she had been in and out of the children's hospital with kidney and blood pressure issues. And it even says at points, I just wanted to give up. I saw no point in being here at all if all I had to go through were these trips to the hospitals and fighting with my friends. And then she says this, and then there was Colt Cabana. He's such a happy and positive person. Just watching his wrestling and seeing all amazing things he was doing really helped me. He always talks about how he lives his life with a positive attitude and how he tries to get humor out of everything. I just really look up to that. When he got fired from the WWE, he could have been bitter. He could have quit altogether, but he didn't. He came back to the Indies like 2 days after being fired. He's done so many positive things that inspires me so much. He's such an amazing talent and even a better person. Well, first, I mean, the letter itself was very touching, Jen, and so much that I wanted to bring it on here and read a little bit about it. And I'm glad that I can help you through problems. And I know there's people out there that I have helped through problems or even through their boring work or whatnot. But the issue you stuck on is positivity. And I wanted to bring that around to a story that I have. Lars Fredriksson is the lead singer of Rancid. And he's a huge wrestling fan, and he once forwarded a Torch Talk episode to Punk, and then Punk forwarded it to me. And this Torch Talk episode, I guess for lack of a better word, became like my life Bible. And it was and I've told this to a lot of my friends, so they know what they're talking about when they hear this. It was a Torch Talk with Lanny Poffo, and it took me about an hour to read. And Lanny Poffo went on, and you think about the genius Lanny Poffo, leaping Lanny Poffo. A lot of people think, quote unquote, the jobber, had a horrible career. Lanny talks about positivity. He talks about how positive it was and how the 20 years of maybe losing every night led to an 8-month great streak he had as the genius against Hulk Hogan, which was the highlight of his life and allowed him to do so many things and more things that he had ever done, and it was the greatest time, and he was so happy and positive about that. And Lanny Poffo also talked about two situations. He said there was a lot of people that were grimaces in the world of wrestling. They were always pissed off. They were bitter. And he would say that you have either two options. It's so easy. It's so crystal clear. You can either be on the happy bus or you can be on the sad bus. It sparked a realization in my life, in my eye. Listen, there's two buses. Which one you want to jump on, the happy bus or the sad bus? And he actually credits that to Red Bastien, but he carried that with him. And I thought it just made so much sense. And when I got up to the WWE, I was given my own WWE.com show. And I've never really made this too much personal, but I'm gonna bring it up because I think it needs to be said. The Brooklyn Brawler was in charge of the production standpoint for my WWE.com show. He was really the producer of it. And I would come in, and he was doing the Crime Time, and he was doing the Dirt Sheet, and he had done John Cena's show. And so he had done all these stars, and now all of a sudden this Scotty Goldman had an opportunity to do a .com show, and he was upset by it. He was very upset by it, so much that he would constantly shit-talk me, and he would constantly tell me that my show sucked and how horrible I was. He even went and told me that he talked with John Cena, and John Cena said it was the worst thing he had ever seen in his life, and he wanted his 3 minutes back, and he was really trying to put me under. And here's Brooklyn Brawler. He'd been working for the system for 20 years, 25 years, and I was this newcomer, and one day I just said to him, Brawler, I'm trying to feed my family also. I'm just trying to make a shot, man. I'm just trying to get anything. They got me losing every match. I obviously know I'm getting fired soon. This is my chance. I want to make the best of it. Here you are giving me all this shit. You're really shit-talking me. You're making, you're making me feel horrible about myself and my career. And he had no clue how. I said I had worked so hard to get to this point. Please. I said, Brawler, you got 2 buses, man. You got the happy bus or the sad bus. Why you jumping on the sad bus? Let's get on the happy bus, man. It's so much more fun over there. Everybody's smiling. We're having a good time. We're loving life. We're loving wrestling. Join me on the happy bus. And I guess the story, I did get fired, but the story was eventually Brawler came through, and he actually was one of the only ones that really sent me a message when I got fired and saying how much he liked me, and he wished me the best of luck kind of in all my stuff and hopes to see me back. And, he really turned around, and I feel that's maybe I sparked a little positivity in his life. And I'm hoping I'm sparking positivity in your life, and I know I am for you, Jen. And I appreciate everybody listening, and I'm glad that we're all just here smiling, enjoying life, having a good time. As Kikutaro says, let's enjoy pro wrestling.